Hello guys, we are back with Super Chess Classic Tournament here in Romania 2026. This is a clash between Germany #1 Vincent Keymer and French #2 Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, who is an expert in Sicilian Najdorf. So as you can see by the title, it's my very first Najdorf game ever to play against MVL, who is, of course, a big specialist in Najdorf. This is what Vincent Keymer said in an interview, and I really hope you will enjoy it in this one. So let's see what happened. We have Vincent Keymer with the white pieces opened with e4. We have c5, like we said, going for the Sicilian defense, knight to f3. d6 defending the pawn and striking in the center with d4. We have capturing in the center, c takes on d4 and knight captures on d4. Knight jumps to f6, attacking the pawn, so you need to defend it. This is the standard way to do it, knight to c3 and a6. So we have this is the Najdorf variation of the Sicilian defense. And now in this position, many moves can be played. You can go for bishop to g5. You can play bishop to e3, and this is the third most popular move, which Vincent goes for. And now we have e5 challenging this knight. Knight jumps to b3, and we have bishop goes to e6. A very nice square for the bishop. Bishop to e3. Controlling this long diagonal, and now we have bishop goes to e7. MVL is preparing to castle, so let's see what happens. We have queen goes to d2 and h5 now. Saying that maybe I will castle queenside, who knows. We have bishop to e2 and knight from b to d2, developing the knight. The knight is nicely eyeing those dark squares. And now we have already knight to d5, jumping in with the knight. And this knight is really annoying, so Maxime captured the knight. We have e takes on d5, and now queen to c7. A very nice move by Maxime, putting some pressure on that c2 pawn. And now we have c4. Vincent immediately push the pawn, and now we have a5. The idea is to play a4, dislodge this knight, and then good things may happen. We have rook to d1 by Vincent, and even h4. Here, as you can see, Maxime is playing like an engine. Engines like to push those flank pawns. We have a castle by Vincent and a castle by Maxime, and now rook from f to e1. Here, this was a slight mistake, and in this position, Maxime should continue the game with a4 to dislodge this knight. We're going to explore this line because it was a really nice one. We would see something like knight jumps to c1, and then you go for bishop to d8. Bishop goes to f1. And now you play queen to b8. The idea is to play b5, queen goes to f2, and now you play b5. You're trying to open that b file, but eventually you will win this pawn. We have c takes on b5, and now you play even h3, trying to, if captures. And if bishop captures, the queen could capture back the pawn. And the idea is to bust open the white king and make this king very uncomfortable in this position. We have king goes to h1, and now you play bishop to a5, attacking the rook. And as you can see by the evil, the position is equal for both players. The game could continue with rook to d2, and then we would see some trades. Rook captures, and even h takes on g2, queen captures, and g6 defending, and everything is fine. The knight will soon land on that f4 square, so it would be a fight. But unfortunately, in this position here, MVL played knight to h5, which was a miss. And now Vincent just retreated back with the knight, trying to remaneuver the knight to a more useful square. We have f5 by Maxime and now b3, cementing and securing his c4 pawn. We have b6 and bishop goes to d3, a very nice move, and queen goes back to d8. Sorry, queen goes back to d8, knight jumps to e2, maybe the knight will come to that b5 square, who knows. We have queen goes to 8. The idea is to put the queen to g6 square and put some pressure on that white king. We have bishop goes back to c2, and yeah, like we said, queen goes to g6, putting some pressure on that king, and maybe with some checkmating ideas in the future, king side steps to h1 and rook from a to c8, putting some pressure on that c file. Maybe you will open it up with b5. We have knight jumps to g1 and now knight to c5. This knight is now very well placed, an annoying piece if you're playing some king's Indian defense, and when the knight lands on that c5 square, it's very annoying. We have knight goes to h3, making trying to remaneuver the knight, or maybe have more control of that f4 square if this knight lands on it. We have bishop to f6 and now rook back to f1, rook from f to e8, and rook from d to e1. We have queen goes to h1 and now a3. And here in this position, Maxime played a4, which was a mistake, but we can explore one interesting line. As you can see, the engine suggests g6. And here we would see something like b4, challenging the knight. A takes on b4, a takes on b4, knight jumps back to d7, and now even bishop to a4. You're attacking the knight, and this knight is pinned because the rook is on e8 square. And here we would see something like rook captures the pawn, but now bishop goes to b5, attacking the rook and the knight. You go back with the rook, and now rook to c1, putting some pressure on that c7 rook, but now you just play rook to b7, and as you can see here, black is up a pawn, but white is slightly better because of the activity of the pieces, so it would be a very interesting game. But in this position, if we go back, Maxime played a4, which was a mistake, and here Vincent pushed the pawn with b4. He grabbed some more space. Knight jumps to b3, attacking the queen. Queen goes to e2. The better square was to put the queen on that d3 square to hide that knight. We have bishop goes to d8, defending the pawn, and now we have queen goes to d3. Vincent realized he made a mistake, but that this square was much better than e2, and now we have this was the last mistake. We have e4, and we can look at the one line which was very interesting. Here, black needed to find rook to f8, and he needs to give up the pawn, and then we will see something like captures, and queen captures, and now you play f4. You need to put the pawns on dark squares, so this bishop is useless, and then we would see something like bishop goes to d2, and now you play even g5. You secure this f4 pawn, guard it, and white would probably continue on the flank on the queen side, trying to get a passed pawn, but you play knight to g7, you will remaneuver the knight to that d4 square, a5, trying to get that passed pawn. We have b takes, and now even knight jumps to f5, rook to c1, and knight to d4, attacking the queen, as you can see, and queen goes to a3. And now even g4, a very nice move, trying to bust open the white's king. F takes on g4, and now queen goes on g6, eyeing that pawn, and queen is nicely placed on this long diagonal. The pawns can start marching forward if in the future, so it's plus 1.1 for white, but it would be a very interesting fight. But after this e4 move by Maxime, here Vincent immediately played f takes on e4, and now rook captures on e4. And this was, I'm going to put this, maybe this move on a thumbnail, because this was a losing move. And here Vincent played bishop to g1, and now rook from c takes on c4, rook captures on e4, and rook captures on e4. And here in this position, queen to b5 was played. The threat is to capture the pawn, and this knight would hang. Here, if you try, let's say, for example, with rook to e5 to defend this pawn, we would see Vincent can just play rook captures on f5, and if rook captures rook, we would see queen e8. This is to check. You can't escape with the king, so this is the only move. But now you don't capture the rook, and you capture the queen, deflect the king. King needs to capture, and you're up a full queen, so this would be winning. So you need to be very careful in this position. Here Maxime chose that he would give up the quality, and he played queen to g6. Bishop captures on e4, f takes on e4, and we have bishop goes to e3, and bishop to f6. We have queen captures on a4. This knight is hanging, so here in this position, Maxime played knight to d4, but now a very nice move. I know you see it. You just sacrificed the rook and play a brilliant move, the third brilliant move in a row for Vincent Keymer. This man always finds the moves when it's necessary. So it was also in this position that MVL resigned the game, because there is no defense. He knows he is going to lose the game. Let's explore some lines. Let's say, for example, if you capture the rook with the knight, you're just worse. White can give a check, and whatever you play, if you go, let's say, for example, you lose a piece. As you can see, you got no threats against white king. Everything is fine. And if you capture the rook with a pawn, it's bishop takes on d4, and you're up a piece, as you can see. And let's say, for example, another example is to capture the rook with the queen, and now you defend the knight. But now you see queen goes to e8. You give a check, and you will get that knight. And if the king goes to h7, you capture with check, king goes back to g8, and you give another check. And now if you block, you just capture and get that piece. You're up 2 pieces, so this is completely winning. And here, if you guys are thinking about something, let's say, for example, this, you can even trade queens. It's not much better. It's the same stuff. You're up a piece, you're completely winning. So here, MVL knows this, so he rather resigned the game. And yeah, this was it. This was round 4. If you like the game, feel free to subscribe, hit that like button, and join the channel. After the game, this is the standing, so let's see it. We have, I'm going to make this picture a little more bigger so you guys can see it. We have, Vincent Keymer is in first place with 3 points. Then we have Anish Giri second. He drew his game with 2.5. Jordan van Forest 2.5 points. Pragnanda 2.5. We have MVL with 2 points, and Veselso with 2 points. Fabiano Corona with 1.5 out of 3. He missed the game because probably you already know Alireza Firouzja had some medical issues and they missed their game. And Javoker Sindaro with 1.5 points, and then we have Bogdan Daniel Dac with half a point and with 1 point, and this is probably the biggest mystery why Alireza Firouzja is only half a points and on the last place. So we will see what will happen, and thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and we will see you soon with the next one. Have a good day and enjoy.